for the New York City Fire Department. With me is Chief Mohammed from the NYPD and Chief Fitton from the FDNY EMS. Currently we're on scene here at Northern Boulevard and Main Street. At about 6:15 or so this morning, as you can see, we had an accident involving two buses. One an MTA bus, another one a private charter bus. At this particular time, it's a very active scene. Fire Department, EMS, and PD continue to operate here. The total patient count right now, Chief Fitton will give to you.
Total patient count that we have right now, as Chief Baggett said, is still an active scene. We have a total patient count of 18 at this time. 7 are critical, 1 potentially critical, non-life-threatening, and 1 victim that was deceased on the scene. They have been removed to area hospitals. The critical patients went to New York Hospital, Queens, and Elmhurst Hospital, with the non-critical patients, 9 of them being removed to Flushing Hospital.
Chief Mohammed.
Currently, it's still an ongoing investigation. We're looking at all avenues. We're going to canvass the area for video to see if some of the video will expose some of the things that happened prior to the accident. Also, we're going to canvass the area through video for additional victims. And we will determine that later based on the video.
Okay? Everybody's good?
Is anyone missing? Was the deceased on the bus or the deceased on the street or in the store?
Investigation. The investigation is still going. We're not exactly sure if it was inside the store, on the scene, under the bus, or not. We're still looking at that.
Are there still some people trapped inside the building, or is everybody out?
Currently, we have not cleared the area, and we're in the process of working with that as well. The video is going to help us look at that to see if additional bodies are behind the bus.
All right, thank you, Chiefs. Thank you.
We've had a really tragic morning here in Flushing, Queens. Just shocking to see the scene over there. Hard to compare it to anything I've ever seen, the sheer destruction from the impact of this collision. We have so far 3 people who have passed away, and our prayers are with their families. We have 16 who have been injured, several of whom are critical and are fighting for their lives right now. This is absolutely a very painful moment. We know that one of those who was lost was simply walking down the sidewalk on Monday morning, maybe on their way to work, and out of nowhere this happens. I want to thank all of those who responded so quickly. The NYPD, FDNY, MTA, sister agencies of the state, everyone immediately came to the scene to address the situation. I also want to thank the Office of Emergency Management, Department of Buildings, because that building back there also suffered an impact, and work is being done right now to make sure it is secure and that it is not posing a danger itself. The impact of this collision on the building was very, very substantial. The injured have all been taken to hospitals, several hospitals in the area. We're going to focus on, first and foremost, making sure that the community here is safe and that that building is safe. And obviously the investigatory work that's being done between the MTA, FDNY, NYPD. And then we'll work in the next few hours to clear the area and try and get things back to normal as much as possible. With that, I want to turn to the chair of the MTA, Joe Logan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's a sad day when 3 fellow New Yorkers perish while they're getting to work. The data, the facts are as the mayor laid them out. We had a total, we have 16 people in the hospital, 3 New Yorkers have perished. And as we're all concerned as we'll go through the investigation, as well as with the PTSB, the state authority that will look into this, very concerned about the speed, but the most important thing is safety. And we want to make sure that we understand exactly what happened and we prevent this from ever happening again. Thank you.
Please say at the outset, this is very early in the investigation. We obviously know that this tour bus and the MTA bus had a collision, but we don't know enough yet about the specific details. We do not yet have a reliable videotape to work from, so you may have some questions, but I want to caution that we have only limited information at this point. It's a very preliminary stage of the investigation. Let me see if there's any initial questions.
The other two who died on the scene, were they in the bus? Were they on the sidewalk? Were they in the stores? Do you know?
The one on the street, Chief, you want to speak to the other two?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Yes, we had total 3 fatalities. So one was pronounced at the hospital, one was actually still on scene, and another one was released to the hospital pronounced, which was the driver of the tour bus.
The driver, the pedestrian, and who was the third, Chief?
One is still on the scene. So one was on the sidewalk, which was a pin job, and another one that was on the bus, and then the driver of the tour bus.
So the driver of the tour bus is one of the dead?
Yes.
Okay.
And was the other one on the tour bus a MTA bus?
MTA bus.
The MTA.
Mayor, this corridor has been for years on the DOT's list of the most dangerous in the city. Will this reopen or add any urgency to making safety improvements, which we know are already underway? But this is already up there with the deadliest sections in the city. What can you say?
Look, as part of Vision Zero, we're constantly changing intersections and improving them. Queens Boulevard is the most powerful example. That used to be a nightmare, and thank God we have not had a fatality now in quite a while. We're certainly going to look at this intersection. The first thing we need to understand is what happened here, because we do not know exactly what happened, if anybody was specifically at fault or how it played out. But of course, we'll look at the intersection itself to see if there's anything else that we have to do to improve the situation.
Mr. Mayor, do you know which way the buses were going? Which one was coming from what direction?
Yes. So the tour bus was traveling. The tour bus was traveling on Northern Boulevard, traveling east. The MTA was traveling on Main Street and proceeded to make a right-hand turn eastbound on Northern Boulevard, but it was struck by the tour bus.
Joe, you just mentioned that speed. You're concerned about speed. What is it very preliminarily that concerns you? What information do you have that makes you think that speed may have been a factor here?
Look, I'm going to let the investigation go ongoing, but as we've observed, these buses spun around. That requires an enormous amount of speed, and I agree wholeheartedly with the mayor on his whole approach towards Vision Zero, that we need to maintain a certain level of low speed in the city of New York. Let's wait till the investigation happens so we'll get a better idea of what actually caused it.
And if there's anything else, again, it's a very preliminary stage of the investigation.
Do you know how long the MTA driver has been working and driving?
10 years on the job.
Is this their regular route?
Yes, yes it is.
And what's the status of the MTA driver?
MTA driver is in the hospital in non-critical condition, and he's being spoken to right now by investigators.
How many people were
Thanks.
on the
15 people were on the MTA bus.
Okay, we'll get back to you more later on with other updates. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.